A little bit of ice, please, sir.
This 13th floor video session is powered by The Rock Shop. Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda, and today we have Tom Cunliffe with us. How's it going, Tom?
Good.
Glad to see you can make it up here.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
You're kind of part of this Littleton scene, and I think just about everyone who's cut a record down there has been up here to play, so you're in good company.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I've only been there twice, so I don't know if I'm part of the Littleton scene.
You are now, believe me.
Yes, I'm in,
Yeah.
Finally.
So you got a new album out. Is it your first album?
Yes, it is.
It's called Howl Whisper.
Yeah.
So before we get into the actual music, we just want to find out a little bit about you. So you've been living in New Zealand since you were 7?
Yeah, since 94.
94.
Yeah. My parents brought us over when I was 7, so been living here, lived in Christchurch, Dunedin, Wellington, now Auckland, so trying it all out.
And before you were born in London, is that right?
Yeah, born in London, although my mum's family's all from Manchester.
From Manchester.
Yeah.
So you got
and they're actually all Irish. So
see, I think I knew there was like this thing in your music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my granddad used to play in a like a pub band. He used to play fiddle.
Right.
And he actually started the Irish Association in Manchester, and he was the one that pretty much was the driving force behind the music in the family. Yeah.
And so you would agree that that has kind of seeped into what you're doing?
Oh, definitely. Like in terms of storytelling, like the Clancy brothers or Luke Kelly would be like big influences. Yeah. I mean, I do like Irish music, but maybe not the really, really traditional stuff as much.
And when did you start writing songs?
Like 2008, maybe. I wrote them alone and secretly for a long time, and then slowly I.
It's better than other things you could be doing alone and secretly. So
I did them too.
All right.
Cut that.
Yeah, right.
I started writing first, and then as my guitar playing and music listening became a bigger part of my life, then started combining the two. And then maybe like it was a couple of years after writing songs that I started to play them.
Right.
At like open mics and stuff around Wellington.
Around Wellington.
Yeah,
how did you find the Wellington scene?
Well, I didn't really. I mean, there was a good music scene at that time. Like with Mighty was still going, and that was great. We used to go gigs there all the time, but I never got to that point of being confident enough to actually try and book gigs.
Right.
So that was when I was just learning. Then when I came out to Auckland, I started to take it a bit more seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you feel embraced by the Auckland scene, or is it competitive, or?
No, totally embraced. It was amazing. I mean, all the guys that I recorded the album with, I met like on one night at Whammy Bar. When my friend couldn't play a show, he goes, "Oh, I've got a mate Tom," so I turned up and played, and Huff was playing a show that night as well, and it was fun. It was fun. And they had, they used to do the shows. They'd have a show in Wine Cellar, and then that would stop, and then they'd do Whammy.
Yep.
And so I was playing at Whammy ridiculously for just like a solo acoustic thing, but everyone came through, and so like Dave and Will and there was Steve and I don't know, and all these guys came through and just met like pretty much everyone that I hang out with and play music with now on
Very
that
cool.
one night.
All right, well, we'll catch up on some more of that, but first of all, we'll break for a song, and the first one we're going to hear is one called Old Moon. It's on the new album, right?
Yeah, Old Moon's the first song on the album, and
it is.
I remembered.
And what can you tell me about it?
Well, it was actually, there was a poem that I read at my granddad's funeral, the granddad who was the music granddad, and there's this Leonard Cohen poem about legacy, and there's a line in it that says, some men should have mountains to bear their names through time. And then so I started to think about legacy and how we would like the things that are important to us to last forever. And to me at that time I was thinking about love and how we want that to last forever. And then I was thinking about how the moon lasts longer than any story that we have, and that maybe that if the moon sees all our stories in some way, then they do last forever. So it's kind of, it's a strange thing, but that's what it's about. Yeah.
Very good. All right, let's give it a listen and we'll come back and talk some more.
Cool. This old moon, it climbs and carries men through time, our lullabies playing slow. So poets of the evening know this night was yours and mine. Some men are given mountains, others have the sea, but the moon, the moon, the moon is for you and me. This old moon, it howls for our lonely midnight town. I'll take you down through the streets, you smiling sweet like a melody, and me without my frown. Some men are given mountains, others have the sea, but the moon, the moon, the moon is for you and me. This old moon, it's seen all the bads that we have been, the good we mean but leave behind. Old moon, will you bear our tale through time? Old moon, to you we climb. Some men are given mountains, others have the sea, but the moon, the moon, the moon is for you and me.
All right, we're here with Tom Cunliffe, and we've just heard Old Moon. We're going to hear another tune from the new album, but we'll dig in some more into your musical background a little bit. So your songwriting, and you refer to it as storytelling. Why do you take that approach to songwriting?
I've just always been interested in stories and lyrics. I think it came from, like, I used to be really into hip hop when I was younger, and then I don't know why, but you get transported into a world, and that I kind of like that. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, that's just a style of music that just really grabbed me, and so I tried to do that. And I guess I tried to tell a story, and then there'd be some sort of kind of bigger thought or thought starter or something with that story.
So what kind of hip hop were you listening to?
I was obsessed with Tupac.
Right.
Like really obsessed. Like I was also into drawing, and I was not very good, but I used to draw like pictures of Tupac and Eminem, and it was it was
like
cringe.
your school books and stuff.
Yeah, in the back of the school books. Yeah,
Excellent.
underneath the Duracell.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, loved it. And then it was like I was on a trip from Christchurch up to Golden Bay, which is where we used to go for holidays. And Dad was like, "Oh, all this hip hop stuff. You know, it's quite like Bob Dylan." And I was like, "Oh, no."
Yeah.
But then he played Blood on the Tracks, and instantly I was like, "Oh yeah, actually, it totally is. It's all storytelling."
Yep.
And that's how I got onto it.
Well, that's a good one to show. Your father was a smart man.
Yes.
I mean, that's definitely the right one to go by to start off with. If you're going to make that comparison, that's pretty cool. So why didn't you go, and why aren't you making hip hop instead of the kind of music you're making now?
Well, I guess that wasn't at a point where I was actually playing music.
Right.
I was just enjoying it at that point. And then when I started playing guitar, and by then I was already well into the Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Paul Simon kind of route. And so that's, and I don't know, I guess I just never, and then I just fell into with friends that like that sort of music, and
there you go,
rather than the hip hop route.
Cool. All right, so the next song we're going to hear is one called Just Kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with the Patti Smith book, does it?
It does.
It does.
It
Fantastic.
does. Yeah.
Tell me all about
it. So when my ex-girlfriend and I were falling in love, that book was really important to us.
Right.
And I just wanted to write a story about time being standing still, not worrying about time moving forward, just being young forever, and so it's actually quite a sad love song, and it's even sadder now that relationship did end.
Right.
But it's one that I do like. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, let's give it a listen, and we'll come back one more time.
Cool.
Time is on my side. Nothing to run from, no reason to hide. A mountain of dreams are no longer mine, but there's no need to rush this, 'cause baby, we're just kids. Where fresh water flows, I'll follow it down wherever it goes, through new carved lands and unknown stone. But there's no need to rush this baby, we're just kids. I won't find myself lost on yesterday's roads, no matter the cost. I'll rise with the sun, cloudy or hot, but there's no need to rush this, 'cause baby, we're just kids. So take hold of my We'll build our castles from sand. Yours next to mine, till the sea swallows land. But there's no need to rush this, 'cause baby, we're just kids. When those waves roll in, we'll take off our clothes. Together we'll swim till we sink to the floor. Deaf to our last hymn, but there's no need to rush this, 'cause baby, we're just kids.
All right, we're back with Tom Cunliffe, and we got one more song to listen to. So that song that we just heard, Just Kids, was inspired by Patty. Do you listen to a lot of her music? Or?
I listen to a lot of Horses at that point.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, but I haven't then gone on and listened to a lot.
You got all
Although
that to look
Because the
forward to.
Night is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I remember the first time I heard it on the radio, because at that time, this is when it first came out in the 70s, and of course Patty hadn't. The idea of hearing Patti Smith on Top 40 radio was totally it wasn't going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I'm driving along, and all of a sudden the song comes on. I swear I almost drove off the road.
Yeah.
I had to pull over because I couldn't even. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
that's
miracles do happen.
Bruce Springsteen helped her
Well,
there.
you take what you can get.
Oh
Those
no,
things can
totally!
happen.
It's a brilliant song.
Now, you're going to tell me about the making of the record. You went down to Littleton and got together with Dave Kahn and all those guys. And
Will and Steve and am I missing anyone? Tom Landon Lane. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And so it was really cool. It was really early in the morning, and I was kind of hungover, and I felt bad because everyone was up real early, and I was like supposed to be like the
leader,
come on,
right?
guys,
Yeah, right.
we're going down to make an album. And I was like, hey guys, we're going to make an album. But quickly it was really fun and really cool.
So what is it about the studio and this environment that turns out so many great records?
Ben,
yeah,
he's just a really good energy, and he makes great choices, and he makes you feel like you can do anything you want, and so you try things, I guess. And I don't know, it was pretty cool. Like we just everyone had input, and it was like if something didn't work, we just didn't use it. It's a small space, but big enough, and so it felt like home, very quickly.
Gotcha. That's important. And now we're going to hear one more song. Before we do, we should mention the other two musicians who are with you.
Yep.
They are?
Steve Huff.
Who's sitting next to you
Steve
here.
Huff.
And
Brendan Turner.
Who's over there. Very good. Brendan's been here before. Great. Okay. So do you have shows? I know you're doing a thing at the Wine Cellar tonight. What other things are you up to?
Then nothing till May the 13th. Going down to Wellington to play a show at Moon.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that'll be a good show. And these two are both coming with me to play that show, as well as Tom Landon Lane.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
All righty. So we got one more song. There Is Your Lord, right?
Yeah.
I've written it down sloppily. What can you say about that?
This is a song where I am kind of wondering about religion, about people's idea of spirituality, and that I find my spirituality in the little things in life, rather than a big God in the sky. Yeah.
The big guy who stands around and judges us constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that guy.
No, that's not good. Very good. Well, thank you for coming up and playing these songs for us
Cool.
and talking.
Thanks for having me.
And hopefully people will get out, check out the record, see you when you play around.
Hopefully they do. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you.
Cool. Cheers.
When you feel the air you breathe like a cold grey sea, and your old fingers reach from their tomb-like sleep, and the footpaths smell sweet when the rain clears the street, when the hail and the sleet blow through dust and the heat, you'll remember how you held her in that hallway door, and there's your Lord. Feel her thick, salty hair in the warm evening air, her white skin bare, pressed beneath your stare. Hold her young body warm, only 18 summers worn, her heart only torn once or twice since she was born. You'll whisper her name until it hurts no more, and there's your Lord. When a friend of yours falls dead with your love unsaid, with the nights you spend in bed at the mercy of your head, and you love the way she does from the well of her heart, and you tear through the past for her smell or her grasp. Just remember how you laughed when you were drunk and poor, 'cause there's your Lord. When you feel the air you breathe like a cold grey sea, and your old fingers reach from their tomb-like sleep, and the years that have passed leave you lonesome at last, alone with the dirt, free from age and from her. She'll remember how you held her all those years before, and